In this video, we're going to go through on Singapore Chinese Girls School Preliminary Examination, Primary 6 Mathematics, Paper 1. So let's get started. Okay, question 1 it says 3 hundredths, 2 tenths, and 7 hundredths is. So we have 300. Okay, and then 2 tenths is basically 0. Is it 02 or 2? 2, and then 7 hundredths is 0.07. Okay, so in this case it's basically 300 plus 0.2, right, plus 0.07, which is 300.27. That's it. So the answer to this is option number 2. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Question number 2, it says here round 467 583 to the nearest thousand. 467 583. So that means nearest thousand means look at the thousand place, which is equal to 7 digit before thousand place, which is equal to 5. This since digit before thousand is 5, which is 5 or more, that means we round up. So in this case over here, right, we can look at the thousand place, and then we round up to the nearest thousand place, which is 7. So we just plus 1 up in the 7th place in this case. So that means it's 468,000. Oops, not 7, but it's 46. So option number 3, 468,000. Okay, let's move on to question number 3. Which of the following fractions is the largest? Right, so I visualize 3, question 3 over here. So you could see that 2 out of 3 is bigger than 3 out of 5, which is bigger than 5 out of 9, which is bigger than 6 out of 11. So in this case, the answer to this is, I would say 2 over 3. Okay, let's move on to question number 4. Okay, so question number 4 says, how many 8s are there in 2, 3 out of 4? So we need to convert the denominator to 8, because it says 8s, right? So that means this is 2, then this will be, I'll just multiply this by 2 in this sense, because we need to get the 8s here. Okay, actually I'll just put like this, 3 out of 4, right? We multiply this by 2, or okay, we can convert this to mixed number lah, so it's easier. Okay, so this would then become 2 times 4 plus 3 equal to 4. This is 3. Okay, this is 4, right? And then this will then become 2 times 4 is 8 plus 3 is 11. So this will then become 11 out of 4. Okay, so this line as well, and this line. Okay, and then we multiply this by 2 for both of these cases, right? So then that means this will then become 22 out of 4. Okay, so then we can, 22 divided by 8. So that is the answer lah. Okay, so the answer is 22 out of 8, which is option number 3. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Question number 5. It says here the figure shows a 8-point compass. Judy was facing northwest after she had turned 135 clockwise. Okay, so 135 is basically 3/4 of a turn, right? Sorry, uh, one half 180. So okay, basically we just turn back, right? Just turn back. Okay, so we got 90 over here, and then we have half of a 45. So that means this part over here. Okay, let me just make this a little bit like this. Right, so that means she turned 135 with this over here, that means she was facing south, which is option number 2. Okay, let's move on to question number 6. It says here there were 80 children in a school hall. 24 children were boys. What percentage were girls? So girls, okay, is equal to 80 minus 24, and this will then become 80 minus 20 minus 4, which is equal to 60 minus 4 equal to 56. Right, so now girls percentage is equal to 56 out of 80, and we can divide 56, which is basically, if I'm not wrong, 7. Okay, so we divide both by 7, so 7 out of 10. Okay, so 56 times 100%, because 7 out of 10 times 100%, which is equal to 70%. Okay, there you go. So that's the answer. 70%, which is option number 4. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Question number 7. So Wen Ling had $20. After buying 4 identical plates, she had $7 left. Express the cost of one plate in terms of Z. Right? Okay, so she basically plates, right? It's equal to 20 and then minus Z, right? Dollars. Okay, so this is 4 plates. Oops, 4 plates. So one plate is equal to bracket 20 minus Z, and then we divided by 4, which is this. Okay, so what is closest to this, right? Which is in this case option number 4, which is question number 7. Okay, let's move on to question number 8. Okay, the table shows the number of cars and motorcycles in a car park over the weekend. 20% of the vehicles in the car parks on Saturday were motorcycles. How many motorcycles were there in the car park? So we know that motorcycles is 20%. So that means for cars, percent is equal to 100 minus 20 is equal to 80%. Okay, so that means 80% is equal to Saturday, right? 240. Okay, so 20% is will be equal to 80 divided by 20 times 240, which is basically 4 times 240. Sorry, 80 divided by 20. Oh my god. So it's 240. Okay, all right, and then divided by 80 uh divided by 4, 20, which is basically 240 divided by 4. Okay, so that means this will become 60. Okay, there you go. So the answer is option number 2. All right, let's move on to the next question. All right, so question number 9. The figure below is made up of 5 identical squares, each side of 4 centimeters. Find the parameter of the figure. Okay, so this is equal to, if I were to redraw this rectangle, okay, right, like something like this. So it's actually the same as if this was here as well. Pop, whoop, copy and paste like this. Okay, so it's the same as this, right? So pop, 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 pop. Okay, and let me just delete this, and this will come this. Okay, so that's it. So this is essentially the same as this, right? Okay, so then we can just calculate, right, the number of sides. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, sorry, 11 and 12. Why did I didn't count that? Okay, so that means parameter is equal to 12 times 4, which is 48 centimeters. Okay, there you go. That's the answer. So that is for question number 9. Let's move on to question number 10. Which of the following is not a net cube? Right. So this one, if you remember what the net cubes are, then it's pretty straightforward. The answer is 3 over here. Okay, so this one, if you want to make this into a net cube, this would then be, okay, it should be like this instead. Okay, right, this shouldn't be is wrong, so we should have 1 here as well. Okay, let's move on to the next question, question 11. Right, so in the figure below, not drawn to scale, ABCD is a rhombus. Okay, so ADE is a straight line and CAD is 36 degrees. Find CDE. Okay, so we know that um, all of the sides are the same, so we want to find CDE. Right, so since we know this is 36, this is also 36 degrees, right? Okay, then that means we can find what do you call this, CDA. Okay, so CDA is half of rhombus, which makes it a isosceles triangle. So angle CAD is equal to angle ACD, which is 36 degrees. Okay, so that means angle CDA is equal to 180 minus 36 is equal to 108 degrees. Right, so that means angle CDE is equal to 1080 minus 108, which is equal to 72 degrees. So the answer is option number 2, in this case over here. Alright, that's it. Let's move on to the next question. Question 12. Okay, it says here, a group of children were asked to name their favorite ice cream flavors. The pie chart below shows their choices. How many children chose chocolate ice cream as their favorite? Okay, so we can have non-chocolate total, which is equal to 70 plus 120 plus 50, which is equal to 240. Okay, 240. So non-chocolate chocolate percentage is equal to 100 minus 40, which is equal to 60%. Okay, so that means 60% is equal to 240, then 40%. So we can just divide this. So 20% is equal to 240 divided by 3 is equal to 80. Then 40% is equal to 80 times 2, which is 160. Right, there you go. So the answer is option number 1. Okay, right, that's it for question 12. Let's move on to the next question. Question 13, it says here, Allison and Betty had 200 picture cards. After Allison gave Betty 20 picture cards, Allison still had 40 more than Betty. How many cards did Betty have at first? Okay, so in this case, we know that, let's write here A and B, right, or Allison and then Betty. Okay, so we know that in the end, Allison over here had 40 more cards than Betty. In this case, this is 40, right? So after Allison gave 20 picture cards away, okay, after Allison gave Betty 20, right? So what will this look like? So this will look like this. We have a line that says this is 20, right? And this is 20 as well. Okay, so 20, but this one is gone and gone already. Right, so and then we know the total itself is 200 in this over here. So she gave away 20 from this to this, right? And so how many, what do you call this? How many cards did Betty have at first? So what we can do is that we know this is 20, we know this is 20 as well. So that means this will be 1 unit, and then this will be then 1 unit as well. Okay, so with that said, Betty at first is before the 20, so 1 unit, which is Betty at first, which is equal to 200 minus 20 minus 20 minus 40, and then we divide it by, so this is 2 units lah, right? So let me put the bet first later. So 2 units equal to this, which is 120. Then 1 unit is equal to 120 divided by 2. This is 60, which is basically what Betty have at first. Right, so the answer is 60 in this case. Alright, let's move to the next question. Question 14. The price of the handbag was reduced from 150 to 120. What was the percentage decrease in the price of the handbag? Okay, so price decrease is equal to 150 minus 120. This will give us $30. So that means percentage decrease. Okay, let me just put this in a new line, which is basically 30 and then divided out of 150 times 100. So this is basically 1 out of 150 divided by 3 is 5 times 100, which is 20%. Okay, there you go. So it's also option number 1 in this case over here. Okay, last one, question 15. A table with 4 columns is filled with numbers in a certain pattern. The first 4 rows of the table are shown below. In which column will the number 350 appear? Okay, so we have this 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 64, 69, 72, all of that. Okay, so it is basically 4 columns and it starts from 57. So basically, you just need to know, find the number that is divisible by that is divisible with 350 that gives no remainder. Okay, gives no remainder, which in this case 350 divided by 70, which equal to 5, right? Which is this one. So that means this is column B. Okay, so ta-da, there you go. So the answer is column B. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Booklet B, question 16. What is the length of the nail shown in the figure below? Okay, so we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5 gaps is equal to, right, 3 minus 2, which is equal to 1 centimeter. So one gap is equal to 1.0 divided by 5, which is 0.2 centimeters. Okay, so in this case, it has 1, 2, 3 gaps. So that means nail is equal to 3 plus 3 times 0.2, which is 3 plus 0.6, which is 3.6 in this case over here. Okay, so 3.6 is at the end, so we minus 2. So nail is basically 3.6 lah, right? Okay, 3.6 minus 2. Okay, and this will then become 1.6 centimeters. Right, there you go. So that's the answer, 1.6 centimeters. Okay, next question. Question 17. Find the value of 8 plus 3, 32 times divided by 4 minus 3 times 2. Okay, so order of operations, left to right. Okay, first we have brackets. Okay, so this time there's no brackets. Then next is divide or subtract, and divide or multiply. Then last is subtract or add. All right, so with this we can just see which one we do first from left to right. So 32 divided by 4. So I highlight which one we do. So 8 plus 2, 32 divided by 4 is 8 minus 3 times 2. So the next one is 3 times 2. So for this will then become 8 plus 8 minus 6. Okay, so 8 plus 8 is 16 minus 6. This will give us 10. There you go. So the answer is 10. Okay, pretty straightforward. Let's move on to the next question. Question 18. Right, find the value of 24.12 minus 6.75. Okay, so you can just do normal subtraction lah, minus 6.75. Okay, so let's do this. All right, so 2 minus 5 cannot, so we have 1 over 12. So this will give us 7, and then we cancel 1 to be a 0. Okay, cancel this to be a 0. Okay, and then after that, we cannot have 0 minus 7, so we make this into a 10. Right, so 10, and then we cancel out. Let me just put this in red so it's easier to see. So 4 cancel as well. Okay, and this will then become 3 or 23. Okay, so 10 minus 7, this will then become 3, and then 23 minus 6 is 17. Okay, so the answer to this is 17.37 in this case over here. Okay, there you go. So that's your answer, 17.37. Okay, let's move to the next question. Question 19. Find the value of 3 out of 10 divided by 2. Okay, so this is equal to, we have 3 out of 10. And then we want this to change the divide into multiply. And then 12 will be 1, flip it right, out of 12. Okay, like this. All right, so we can cancel some stuff. So 12 will become 4. And then 3 will then just become 1. Oops, we just cancel 3. So that means this will become 1 out of 40 lah, right? 1 out of 40. There you go. So that's the answer, 1 out of 40. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Question 20. So shade 2 more unit squares so that AB is the line of symmetry. They have shaded for us. Okay. But in this case over here, if I were to look at it closely, so this is actually this one, right? And this one as well, right? Like this. Okay, that's it. Let's move to the next one. Question 21. Okay, so question 21 says find the parameter of the quadrant radius 7 centimeter. Okay, so quadrant, basically parameter of quadrant or quadrant parameter, okay, is equal to 1 quarter times 2 times pi times radius, which is 7. Okay, so this will then 1 quarter times 2 times 22 out of 7 times 7. So we can cancel 7, 2, 2. Okay, so that means this will then become 1 quarter times 2 times 22, which is 1 quarter times 2, 44, which is equal to 11 centimeters. Okay, there you go. So that's your answer, 11 centimeters. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Oh, find the parameter. Not yet, So 11. So that's the quadrant parameter. So find the parameter of quadrant 11. So total parameter is equal to 11 plus 7 plus 7, which in this case 25 centimeters. Okay, right. So the answer is 25. Okay, that's it. Oops. So answer is 25. There you go. Okay, oops. Let's move to the next one, part 22. The table shows the charges to post a parcel. Mrs. Tan posted 2 parcels. One weighs 2 kg and the other weighs 5 kg. How much did Mrs. Tan pay? Common mistake is to combine weights. Right, so this is wrong, as need to separate the parcel. Okay, this is the common mistake. That's why I see over here. Right. So for the 2 kg, 2 kg cost will be equal to 2 times 2 kg parcel cost is 2 times 1 equal to $2. So 5 kg first 3 kg parcel cost will be equal to 1 2 3 times 1, which is $3. Remaining what do you call this, weight is equal to 5 minus 3, which is equal to 2 kg. So additional cost will be 2 times 2, which is equal to $4. So total payment, total cost equal to 2 plus 3 plus 4, which is equal to 11, I don't know, $9. Very expensive, but yeah, there you go. So that's your answer, $9. Okay, let's move to the next question. Question 23. A triangle ABC is drawn on a square inside the box. So, okay, draw ABD such that ABD is a right angle triangle with the same perimeter as triangle ABC. ABD should not overlap with ABC. All right, so I kind of redraw the ABC here. Okay, so we want to have a right angle with the same parameter. So what we can do is we can just follow how many lines over here, because ABD itself, it's already a straight, in this case, what do you call this? You can see it's actually a right angle. So what you can do is measure this from 2 A to C, in this case over here. So we get 2 over here, right? And then we have C, which is 1, like this, right? So it's this 2. And then after that, we draw a line like this. And then after that, we want ABD, right? So since this is already a right angle, so now we can just draw the line and connect it to B. And this will be ABD in this case over here. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Draw ABE such that ABE is an obtuse angle with the same area as ABC. Alright, so question 24 says here the average height of 5 boys is 146 centimeters. Sandra, whose height is 158 centimeters, left the group. What is the average height of the remaining boys? So total is equal to 146 times 5, which is equal to 140 times 5 plus 6 times 5. So 140 should be 700 plus 30, which is equal to 730. There you go. So now without Sandra is equal to 730 minus 158. So with that will be 260 70. This will be 572. Okay, so then average without Sandra is equal to 572 divided by 4. Okay, so this will then become 117 should be 16, which is 4, then 12 should be 3. Okay, so 4 divided by 572. Let's double confirm this. So you have 4 minus 4 over here, which is 1. And then after that, this will then give us 17. 7 minus 116, right? So then this will give us 4. And then lastly, this will give, this will then give us 12 minus 12. Minus 12. Okay, so this will give us 3. So the answer is 143 centimeters. Right, let's move on to the next question. Question 25. Okay, Mrs. Teo had 5.6 kilograms of sugar. She used half of it and gave 1.4 kg sugar away. How much did she have left? Okay, so she used basically 5 over 6 times half, which is basically 5 over 12. Okay, so that means, oops, okay, used or left. Okay, so she'll what's this? Okay lah, put remaining. Okay, 5 over 12, then gave away 1/4. So left is equal to 5 over 12 minus 1 over 4, which is equal to 5 over 12 minus 1 over 4 is 3 over 12, which is equal to 2 over 12, which is equal to 1 over 6 kilograms. So this is how much she had left, which is 1.6 kilograms. There you go, 1.6. All right, let's move on to the next question. Right, question 26. A tank with a square base has a volume of 16 liters. Given the height of the tank is 40 centimeters, find the length. Okay, so find the length. Okay, so we know that to get the height, oh no, square base is equal to volume divided by the height. Okay, so this will then, let me just put like this, equal to, okay, so the volume is 16 liters. 16 liters is equal to 16 times 1000 equal to 16,000 centimeter cube. Okay, so then we have 16,000 divided by the height, okay, which is 40, and this will give us, should be 400 lah. Okay, so we cancel 0, cancel 0. This 1600 divided by 4 should be 400. Okay, centimeter square. Okay, so then length of square is equal to roots of square base, which is equal to roots of 400, which is equal to 20 centimeters. Okay, there you go. So that's the answer, 20 centimeters. Okay, let's move on to question 27. Right, so A, E, B, and C, E, D is straight lines. Okay, A, E, C is 100, and D, E, F is 68 degrees. So find angle P. This is pretty straightforward. So these are straight lines. That's what you see over here. Right, so then basically angle P is equal to 100 minus 68, which is equal to 32 degrees. Okay, so why is that? So it's because angle AEC is equal to angle DEB, which means this is vertically opposite angles. Okay, so that means this whole angle over here, right? This whole angle over here is 100 degrees. All right, so now we can, yeah, so that's why. Okay, so the answer is 32 degrees. That's what I see over here. Okay, let's move on to the next question. All right, so question 28. Mrs. Raju had 120 apples and pears at her stall. She sold half of the apples and 1/4 of the pears and had an equal number of apples and pears. How many apples did Mrs. Raju sell? Okay, so we know that half apples sold is equal to half of the apples. So that means apples left is equal to half, 1 minus half, okay, is equal to half of the apples. Okay, half of the apples. Then that means pears sold is equal to 1/4 of pears. Then pears left is equal to 1 minus 1 quarter, which is equal to 3 quarter pairs of pears. Okay, so it's 1/2 of apples is equal to 3 quarter of pears. So this is the equal fraction concept lah. I'm gonna write here. Okay, equal fraction concept. Right, so that means, oh, where is this? Give me the rectangle. Right, so then that means we just have 3 out of 6 of apples. It's got to 3 out of 4 of pears. Okay, that means convert to units. Okay, so total apples is equal to 6 units. Okay, total pears is equal to 4 units. All right, so how many apples did Mr. Raju sell? Okay, so that means total units is equal to 6 plus 4, which is equal to, in this case, 10 units. So that means 10 units is equal to 120. 1 unit is equal to 120 divided by 2 is equal 8 divided by 10 is equal to 12. Okay, so we know the total apples is 6 units, so 6 units is equal to 6 times 12, which is 72. So he sold half, so apples sold is equal to half times 72, which is equal to 36. Okay, there you go. So that's the answer. The answer is 36. All right, let's move to the next question. Question 29. Mrs. Wong gave her students some pencils. If she gave each student 11 pencils, she will have 5 pencils left. If she gave each student 8 pencils, there will be 32 pencils left. How many pencils did she have altogether? Okay, so in this case over here, we have scenario 1, which is this. If she gave 11 pencils, she will have this one. So this is what we call scenario 1. Okay, so first let's 1 unit be number of students. Okay, so scenario 1 is equal to 11 times 1 unit, which is equal to 5 pencils. If she gave each student, she will have left 11 units. So total pencils is equal to 11 times 1, and then she will left 5, right? So 5, which is 11 units plus 5. Okay, pretty straightforward. Let's move on to scenario number 2. Okay, scenario 1. Okay, scenario 2, let's do blue color. Okay, of this. If she gave students 8, then yeah, this is what happens. So scenario 2, let me use black instead, but the highlighter will be still blue. Okay, so scenario 2 will be similar. Total pencils equal to 8 times 1 unit, and then we have 32. So that means this is 8 units plus 32. Okay, how many pencils did she have altogether? So okay, so 11 units plus 5 equal to 8 units plus 32. So we minus, so this will be 11 units minus 8 units equal to 32 plus 5. Then this will be 3. 11 units is 3 units equal to, oh sorry, not plus, minus 5. This will be 27. So 1 unit is equal to 27 divided by 3. This will become 9 as well. Alright, so now we know 1 unit is 9. Then we can find total pencils. Okay, is equal to 11 times 9 plus 5, which is equal to 99 plus 5, which is equal to 104. So total pencils is 104. in this case over here. Okay, let's move on to the last question. So Alex and Meng took part in a race. Both of them ran at a constant speed. Alex ran 50 meters per minute faster than Meng. When Meng had run one quarter of the race, Alex was 600 meters ahead of him. How long did Meng take to complete the race? Express your answers in minutes. All right, so I draw a little bit something like this. Okay, so in one quarter of the race, Alex was ahead of Meng by 600 meters, and we know that Alex run 50 meters minute faster than Meng. So that means in 1 minute, right? Alex, oops, 1 minute, Alex ran 50 meters ahead of Meng. Correct? Okay, so in 1 minute Alex ran, so we also can say Alex ran one, yeah, then that means how many minutes will did Alex, so Alex ran, if Alex ran 600 meters ahead of Meng, which is, that means it's basically 600 divided by 50, and this is equal to, so if we cancel the two lines here, okay, then this will give us 12 minutes. So for Ming to go one quarter is 12 minutes. So for Alex to be ahead is also 12 minutes, right? 600 meters. Okay, so in that case, since one quarter of race takes Meng 12 minutes, that means 4 out of 4 race, right? Takes Meng, which is basically 4 times 12, which is equal to 48 minutes. Okay, there you go. So that's the answer. 48 minutes. Alright, that's about it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want more of this kind of video, subscribe down below and comment down what are the things you want me to show you next. See you in the next one. Bye bye.